What's up, guys? Here's some more Commando gameplay. Still working on getting my full Battlemaster set. I got like 5 or 6 pieces now. Just still trying to gear this dude out. Uh, like I said, my bounty hunter is basically done, so I need to try and gear this guy up as fast as possible. Some really problems with over broad basis. Commando and bounty hunter. Really some big time problems against melee right now. Our survivability, like I was saying earlier in one of the other videos, I don't know if it's a bug with the armor or how the element damage is, how heavy armor is absorbing it. I don't really know what the problem is there, but it definitely seems like we're squishy versus lightsabers. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's a assassins, juggy, DPS. Sentinels, Marauders. Sentinels, Marauders are just ridiculous right now, overpowered. They just hit really hard. It's just insane. One can get on me, and 3 seconds later I can be dead. And it really doesn't matter which character I'm on. If I'm really something weird happened with my Battlemaster gear on my Bounty Hunter, and the stats didn't quite translate over, so he has less damage from the expertise than my new Commando with the new gear. So I hope they're going to fix that, because that really bugs me that I'm already 1% lower than my new character's Battlemaster, and he has way less pieces. And we're talking about a 5-piece difference at least. And the Commando has more damage and damage reduction, which makes no sense. It's just crazy. So hopefully they fix that or do something with that gear. But yeah, I'm really not seeing the heavy armor. It feels like we're wearing light armor right now. I mean, we're just so squishy. And then on top of that, they nerfed the barrier that you get from say Arsenal and Gunnery, so by 5%. So that's a big deal. So you have 5%, on top of that, plus already increase in damage. Everybody got an increase in damage from the expertise, but then some classes got a their abilities buffed on top of that. So we're having multiple problems, multiple issues, and really at the time it's really frustrating for me to play Gunnery and Arsenal spec, because you're just kind of a sitting duck. You're sitting there casting, which is awesome because you do some mega damage. But once someone ever gets on you, you just blow up like instantly. A couple of times in this game, I just had like 1 or 2 people get on me and I just fell over dead instantly. It's just crazy how our survivability, it really feels like a big difference. We've always been squishy, but not like this. This is just insane. If you don't have your 20% reduction shield up, you just die. It's just insane. But like, it almost feels like with the shield up, it feels like what it was last patch. So it feels like a good 20% more damage we're taking, and that it kind of adds up, because if you look at the expertise, you're averaging 5% more damage, but done by all players, plus some of these melee classes getting buffs. It adds up fast, close to 20% more damage intake. And really, if you're a casting spec, you just can't stand there and take this abuse. I'm getting healed right here, and this Marauder is still chewing huge chunks out of me. And with how mobile they are and mobility, he just keeps, it's just relentless. It never ends. If I hadn't have gotten a few heals there, it would have been just over. And I'm cleansing the dots too is what's bad. It's like, that's just his melee attacks and annihilation. That's not even his dots ticking on me very long. I'm keeping him cleansed pretty good, but he's just ripping through me. Now I know they've been buffed a good bit. I mean, I don't even, to me though, I have a Marauder. It really, to me, didn't feel like they needed a buff of any sort. I mean, I only had champion weapons, and I topped the meters in almost every war zone I went into, especially if I had a healer. I could just stick on somebody. Now, everybody has bad games, but those really good games, it was so, I mean, it was ridiculous how much damage you did. and I was just in subpar gear, Centurion and some Champion. So I had a feeling with Battlemaster, those guys would be ridiculous. And it just seems like the melee scales very well with the weapons first. Then they're getting slight buffs, plus a small increase in damage and the expertise. But it seems like I haven't played my Marauder a lot lately, so I'm not sure if they could be pretty squishy. You know, I'm not really sure how their survivability is because I haven't played one lately. But even if they are really squishy, there's no reason they should be doing that much damage and have that much mobility and have that much survivability. I mean, it's kind of insane. But the kind of thing I've been thinking about is what if they gave Mercs and Commandos shield generators? Would that do it? Would that bridge the gap between all the buffs and our survivability? Because for heavy armor, we really are not getting the benefits. And you see that right there, Juggernaut DPS 3200 hit on me. It's just a little bit ridiculous with their mobility. But I'm really thinking a generator would do it. If we had the 20% shield, we would have the survivability that we needed. And even if they decide to tone our damage back a little bit, we can do without, we can do without even, the damage. Because right now, there's not many classes that can hang with us if we're just straight up just free casting in gunnery or arsenal spec, commando or bounty hunter. It's just not, you can basically just nuke anybody. And right now, it's still good if you're getting guarded and you have a healer. But if really in solo play is what I'm talking about, because I'm not running in any kind of pre-mades right now at all. It's just the melee just butcher us. There's nothing we can do. We just don't have the survivability. But this is just what I've been thinking about the last few days. We've been playing this class a ridiculous amount, just grinding Battlemaster gear. But that's what I've come up with so far about 1.2. It really feels like something's wrong with our survivability versus melee. If it's not the buffs, if it's not the class, things, it just still feels like heavy armor is not doing what it should be. And I would gladly take a damage reduction for more survivability. And if they don't make some kind of change to this, I guess I'm gonna have to end up re-rolling, or at least have an alt. When no one's online, I don't have a healer or something. I really don't have a lot of choices. I can either get pummeled to death or play an alternate character, which I am leveling a Jedi Knight on the server also, but that'll be a month or so probably before he's level 50. But that was kind of the nice thing of having the Marauder and the Bounty Hunter. It's really nice having them on the same server, because if it's not going good, you don't have a healer, you can switch back and forth. And that's really the way to go, to have 2 level 50s. When you get frustrated like this and you're just getting obliterated, you can just switch characters, play on a different character for a day, and then come back later, and it's like a fresh new experience. But yeah, more Commando gameplay. I'll have some more out soon, and I'm going to start playing the Bounty Hunter a little bit more, get some more footage out with that, and I'll talk to you guys later.